Redbeard Podcast is brought to you by these cool dudes.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tony from the Redbeard Podcast. It's Friday. We're hanging out. We're doing our thing, and I'm hanging out with my boy. What's going on, dude?
What up?
Yeah. So, dude, welcome to Friday, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling fucking damn good, man. Listen, everybody, it's Cooley, by the way. Just in case you didn't catch that, because nobody said it. I usually go, Cooley, but I didn't this time. So just in case you didn't realize that it was still me sitting on the other side over here.
I feel like you have a very unique voice, and people will know who you are, even if I don't say it. If I was like, I'm hanging out with my boy, and it was like, hello, like they might be like, who's that? But
yeah, I'm like a fucking mashup between like Matt Damon and fucking David Spade.
David Spade, such a random person to be.
Yeah, but if you took them and you mashed them up, that would be like the Cooley voice.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. Would it though? Like.
Try it.
A mashup between David Spade.
We have Logic. Fucking grab their voices and mash them up.
All right, David Spade.
We have to get Esteban. We have to get Esteban to fucking mash up their voices for us to get an algorithm of what that would actually sound like.
Yeah, because he brings the passion.
He does. He brings the passion.
Passion. Oh man. Anyway,
how you like them apples?
I love them, dude. I'm excited, man, because I just found out that. One of my favorite shows ever, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, is now coming to Netflix.
Yeah.
Dude, sick. It was about time that Jerry Seinfeld moved away from Crackle.
I tell you with 100% certainty, that is the only reason why I have not watched Comedians in Cars with
Getting Coffee.
Yeah, whatever it is. That's the only reason why I haven't watched it, or why I don't know what the title is.
Dude, it's actually such a good show, and for those of you out there who have not watched the show, I encourage you to check it out. Even if you are not a comedian connoisseur, or you don't know a lot about comedians, I'm sure that you know a handful of the people that he's interviewed, and it's really cool because what they do, the basis of the show is he kind of picks a car based on either what that comedian likes or what he thinks would suit them best, and he picks them up in that car, and they go to a place and get coffee and talk about their life and their success, and like it's just fun to kind of see those comedians off stage and see kind of how they interact in like a real life situation, hanging out with another comedian. I would probably recommend watching Brian Regan. If you guys want to see what Jim Carrey's up to, check that one out. He's kind of like losing his mind a little bit, which is sad. But I watched Lorne Michaels last night, which was interesting because he's like the father of Saturday Night Live, and that was really cool to kind of see like how he came about and how Saturday Night Live started. And he talks about like the different generations and how they've improved and the different successes they've had. And I did not know this, but did you know that Mike Myers actually created the Dr. Evil voice and character around Lorne Michaels?
No.
So I swear to God, that's true. It's not said in that episode, but I was watching him, and then I remembered Mike Myers saying it, and his voice, it's Lorne Michaels. It's Lorne Michaels, and even the nose and the facial structure, it's Lorne Michaels.
Like I thought John Lovitz, like that's...
I don't know. It wasn't John Lovitz, but if you watch anything with Lorne Michaels from now on, you'll be able to see that. It's undeniably that's where he got it from now. I mean, it's just funny. And his voice, the way he talks, it's Dr. Evil.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, definitely going to Netflix. And I think they offered him a lot of good deals. They're doing 2 stand-up specials. And they're also, Jerry Seinfeld is going to be heading up headliner acts for... not only Dave Chappelle, but there's like another pretty big comedian that they're actually he's going to be producing a show.
Right.
So I feel like he's bringing Netflix a lot of different like comedy routines and stand-up acts that wouldn't have been offered before.
So the good news would be that it's actually coming this year.
Yeah, 2017. They didn't give us a release date yet, but it is this year.
Right.
Because they just, the last season, I think it's just about finishing up. On
Chappelle, I don't know if you heard this, but Chappelle's actually going to have some shows, like some stand-up shows.
Yeah.
Coming to Netflix.
Well, that's what. Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld's actually helping out with that.
He's helping out with producing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's got I think he's got 3 coming.
It's him and I forgot the 2 other comedians. It's Dave Chappelle and somebody else. Dave Chappelle, Jerry Seinfeld actually has 2 coming out, and there's another comedian that actually is going to be part of that whole thing.
I was hoping that because there was an announcement, and I was hoping that the announcement was going to be that he's going to do Chappelle's show again.
I don't think that's ever going to happen, man.
It would have been so great, like even if it was
like
reinvented,
a rebirth, yeah.
Even if it was reinvented and it was a little different than what he did before, like maybe just a new Chappelle show or whatever, like call it something different, whatever. But it would be like a variety show. Like I would love to see him host another variety show.
Yeah,
that had skits, like skit comedy.
I could see that. I mean, he did a little bit of that when he hosted SNL, and he did the whole Negan thing,
and it was dope.
It was awesome. People loved it.
Yeah.
He still got it. The other person is Chris Rock. That's the other comedian. So in addition to Seinfeld, Netflix recently signed rich deals for stand-up specials headlined by Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle.
Speaking of skit comedy, there's something that happened recently, and this isn't anything that we've discussed before, and I know we try to stay out of politics as much as possible, but the Donald Trump thing, like the golden shower thing, right? Like, let's just acknowledge that happened.
That was a little weird.
And he was just like, I'm a germaphobe. But like before he was like, I'm not a germaphobe. It's like he's like the most contradictory fucking guy in the world. But that aside, they did this, like, I thought it was a funny ass skit. Like, whether it was appropriate or not, I mean, obviously it's not like appropriate for children. But I mean, as adults, we can watch that and we can laugh. I mean, when R. Kelly, peed on a 9-year-old. There was like fucking shit everywhere about it, and like it was like hilarious shit, and like I laughed. I mean, there's nothing funny about peeing on a 9-year-old. It's inappropriate. But when they did skits on R. Kelly being a one of these like people that piss on 9-year-olds, it was always funny.
I can't believe she was 9.
Yeah, shit like that, like, right?
Well, that's just something I've always said, but
there you go. So obviously, Saturday Night Live does this like amazing skit with Alec Baldwin, who does the best Trump impersonation that I've seen. Fucking awesome. Did you see it?
I will.
Or did you just hear about it?
Well, no, I saw this really weird thing where I don't know if we're talking about the same thing, but it was like it looked like a Barbie doll, like this, like there was like these Barbie dolls, and it was just like looked like a stream of piss was just hitting them like in this house. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because I didn't see the SNL thing.
Yeah, this was SNL. No, Alec Baldwin. It was just like it was all innuendo.
No, I didn't see that. I watched other parts of SNL, but not that one.
Like he starts talking about like golden opportunities and stuff like that. But you got to watch it. I'm not going to like spoil any of it because it's like really funny, and I will not do it justice. But it was hilarious. And the very next day, like Trump's like assistant and Trump or whatever, they get on like they hit Twitter, which get the fuck off Twitter already. But he hits Twitter and he's just like, SNL is not funny. It's just sad. It's awful.
I feel like he makes it so much worse because he comments on it. Like, let it go.
Yeah.
You know that if you're president, I mean, like SNL, that is like their golden ticket. Anytime somebody's in office, they use that as an opportunity to make fun of something.
And all of the presidents, all of the good presidents that, in my opinion, the great presidents, they can laugh at themselves.
Yeah, and then just move on. They've even appeared too seriously.
Like they've even appeared on SNL.
Yeah,
at times to say something or to be part of the fun, right? But here's Donald Trump, and he can't laugh at himself. He can't laugh at his own situations. Like nobody. That wasn't accusatory. That was just, hey, this is what's in current events. This is what's in the news, right? Let's have fun with it.
Well, you know that think about it.
And
like
Saturday, they're liberal,
right? But think about it. I mean, Saturday Night Live is in a perfect position because they know that if they say something or make fun of Donald Trump in any way, he's going to basically respond to it, and that gives SNL even more media coverage.
Oh my God, it's like perfect for them. Like they can.
He
just
was
do
never
whatever. Bullied when he was younger. This has to be because when you're young and you get bullied, you learn quick that the more you feed into it, the more the bully is going to. He's got to
let it just roll off your back, man. Like I did the best case scenario for everybody because And that is the one thing that I'm surprised. I would hope that like we said before, and I don't want to hash into this again, but I feel that I hope his advisors start telling him to stay off Twitter because
his advisor was involved in the whole mess, though. That was the problem that I had.
But there's got to be somebody who can take him aside and be like, "Listen, man."
Steve Harvey.
Yeah, why he said, yeah,
no, because he's got Steve Harvey like on the board of fucking like he offered him that position. I'm just like, really, like because like the dude that he had, like I forget the guy's name, but like he's just like, oh, he doesn't know a whole lot about housing and. All this in the urban communities. I know who I'm going to get to help him out. Steve Harvey. Like even Steve Harvey's like, what the, why?
Yeah, why?
But anyway, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I just thought it was really funny that he fed into the thing and he didn't know how to have fun with himself.
No.
And that's just the sign of somebody who is. I mean, that's some dictatorship type.
I just hope that he brings positive change to the nation. That's all I can say. I mean, tomorrow it's his inaugural address. We'll see what happens.
I think at the end of the day, only positivity can come from this because even if let's say he stays in office for 4 years and on my side of the equation, I'll put it that way. If he gets voted out, right, that means that the world or America listened and said, "Oh, our vote fucking matters."
Mm-hmm.
Right. So at the end of the day, something positive comes out of it, in my opinion. And if he does great, then something positive comes out of it. Right. So either way, like if he proves me wrong, I'm not upset. I'm not mad. He's just proved me wrong. But if he doesn't, then at least America comes together just a little bit more to like abolish like this type of thinking and negative stuff and all that. So that's just my 2 cents.
No, man, I agree. Speaking of like weird things, man, I don't know if you watched The People's Choice the other night, but I was kind of weirded out by like, first of all, I forgot that the People's Choice Awards was even on. And then, my wife was watching it. So I kind of like got sucked into it. And, one of the weirdest moments of the night for me was when, Johnny Depp went up and accepted his like award for like favorite like pop culture icon or whatever he got.
Yeah.
Like favorite like movie icon. And I don't know if Johnny Depp knew he was getting the award, but I feel like a lot of people there that are big stars or A-list celebrities that got awards were only there because they had like, prior knowledge that they were going to be getting the award, because people like Tom Hanks, I would never expect to see at the People's Choice Awards. And he literally like was there, and there were other people in his category, but like the other people in his category weren't there. And he was the only one there, and he won it. So it was
Who were
kind
the
of
other people in his category? Do you know?
I forgot offhand.
Exactly. So
that's what I'm saying.
No, but there's a flip side to this. So like they may not know that they're going to win, but the people that are running against him probably knew that they weren't going to win.
No, well, I'm not saying that like it's
no.
That's not what I mean. I'm not saying that they're not memorable. I just don't remember who they were. But honestly, because I blanked out. Like I wasn't listening. It was like Tom Hanks, and I was like, okay, wait, what did he just win? Like that's basically what happened.
Exactly, and that's what everybody else that was nominated probably was thinking too. Tom Hanks. Oh, what did he just win?
Yeah. Well, but anyway, like Johnny.
Oh wait,
Depp,
I was in that too.
Well, Johnny Depp went up and he literally just won like this award for, and he was just awkward the way that he received it. He was like, I just want to say thank you because you guys have kind of stuck with me through the rough times and the bad times and the good times, and then like somebody would be like, woo, like Johnny Depp, and he's like, hey, thanks. It was just like it would, and he did like his, and he's got like this weird like 1990s boy band haircut now. He looks like Jonathan Taylor Thomas from Home Improvement.
Oh my
God, that's literally who he looks like.
Dude, it's funny you said that, but I'll tell you why in a minute.
But he just he looked like a 90s like heartthrob, and he's still, but he's like, he's like 50 years old or whatever he is. He doesn't age, and he's got like the rings on. He's still doing like the, hey, I'm Johnny Depp, but like I don't even know where I am, but thanks. This is weird. Why am I up here? Let's make it more awkward by trying to be like trying to be artsy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just kind of had that whole vibe. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Just say thank you and get off. Say something positive instead of trying to pretend that this isn't important to you, but at the same time, like, trying to make it, like, nonchalant. I feel like he's trying too hard to make it like it's not a big deal, and for that reason, he's making it a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, I feel like with him, like, he's gone through so much shit.
Yeah.
Right, recently with the whole
domestic violence accusations.
Right.
Allegedly.
Right. Well, he threw the fucking cell phone. Like, that shit happened in public. People saw it. So, yeah. I mean, like, if he's doing shit like that and flying off the handle in a public place, then chances are he's doing other shit. And again, it's alleged still. I mean, there's no proof or real hardcore evidence, but
allegedly.
Yeah. So, but knowing what he knows and knowing that the public perception of him is probably at a low.
Right.
Being invited to the People's Choice Award is an opportunity to put himself in a positive light. Mm-hmm. So he takes it, right? I mean, I don't know that he necessarily knew that he was going to win. He probably thought the odds were against him that he was going to win, and then all of a sudden he wins. He probably just wasn't prepared at all for that shit. Mm-hmm. And when he got up, he was probably overwhelmed. I mean, I know, like, when I'm overwhelmed and, like, not only am I overwhelmed, but I'm surprised that something happened. Like, you could fucking tell me, hey, Cooley, talk about such and such. And if I'm not ready for that shit, I freeze up. I'm like,
hey, Cooley, talk about Bryan Cranston.
Yeah. Breaking Bad. Malcolm in the Middle. I'm a mess. I'm a head case. And it's the same. I'm sure it's the same thing with him. He gets up on stage and he's just like, he's overwhelmed, and those were true heartfelt feelings of thanks, but he didn't have his words formulated or ready to go. And I mean, like, he gave a little shout out to his mom at the end.
I thought that was cool.
Give him hell, Betty Sue. That I just think everything that he said, like, I felt like he meant it. You know what I mean? And it was different from. It was awkward only because, like, he paused a little. He paused in between almost every, like, third word, but at the same time, it was like, it was refreshing to me because it wasn't this thing that somebody wrote down and memorized and stood in front of a mirror for like, 3 hours trying to get perfect. Like, he got up on stage and he just, like, he basically bled for the audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he
kind of showed his true colors, I think, a little bit, but it was just so awkward. It was like, what is going on?
But the awkwardness didn't matter to him, and that's what was cool. It didn't seem like he was on drugs. Like, his eyes weren't like spaced out or anything. It didn't seem like he was drunk or he was under the influence. It just seemed truly like he was overwhelmed by the moment, knowing that, hey, I just fucked up, and you guys still love me, and you're supporting me, and you're there for me, and I appreciate that,
But you know what I think was weird about this whole situation is that I know somebody personally that, has a sibling that was in L.A., and they were on the Hollywood Boulevard, the Walk of Fame, whatever, and there was some dude outside a theater dressed like Jack Sparrow, and they were like, oh, cool, like, he looks exactly like Jack Sparrow, and, like, they jumped into a picture with him. And then, like, this dude comes up behind them and jumps in the picture. He's like, hey, do you mind if I get in this picture? And it's like, it's legit Johnny Depp. And that happened.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that literally happened in December, like this past month. And he was on Hollywood Boulevard doing this, and it was a setup between him and this guy dressed like Jack Sparrow. And he was like, every time you get people in a picture, I'm going to come out of this theater and pop into the picture and, like, make their day. And it's like, it just seemed so knowing that happened recently and then seeing him on stage act like that, it was like, it just kind of threw me for a loop because it's like the thing he did on Hollywood Boulevard sounds legit like a Johnny Depp move because he's been known to do that stuff.
Right.
But then to be on stage and be like kind of like blown away by everything, it's like your fans love you. Like, right, but they do.
There's a difference between, here's the thing, there's a difference between having a plan to make somebody's day, right? And going
being
somewhere,
thrown off guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just get caught off guard, man. Like, anybody can get caught off guard. The Giants got caught off guard against the Green Bay Packers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shit happens.
Well, anyway, I just wanted to.
Oh, and for those of you that are listening and not watching,
there we go.
As soon as I mentioned the Giants, Tony's like, "Oh, let's move it along, guys. Come on, let's do
Well,
this."
I don't want you to get into a Giants rant. You know, hey.
I wasn't. I just use him as an example.
Yeah, I'm excited for Sunday, though. Go Patriots! Fuck you! I can just feel it, you know?
I don't even get mad when you say go Patriots because you don't even mean it. Like,
no, I don't even care. But I root for them because I'm a New Englander. Like, what am I going to do? Yo, I was at Don's man cave recently watching the last game, and it was fun, you know? But it's like, you know, I'm not like uber Patriots fan. I mean, I know we're going to play the Steelers, and I'm excited for that on Sunday, you know, because I got the day off. But, like, you know, we'll see what happens. Anyway, I was on, I was checking Entertainment Weekly last night, and I didn't even know this was going down, man. But The Defenders is coming to Netflix, which is sick, man. It's going to be Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Iron Fist, which is coming out in March, and Luke Cage, man. So I'm psyched, dude, to see these four characters come together. I didn't even know this was a thing. And apparently, correct me if I'm wrong, but like in the Defenders comic, like these characters, like all four of these, like never came together. It was just like a rotation of different people.
In the comic, like it was Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange would collect, different heroes and stuff like that, and get like a group of like together just to take care of whatever problems like happen. And traditionally, you've got the Silver Surfer, you've got the Incredible Hulk, you've got Ghost Rider on the Defenders. I mean, I've seen like all of these, and every now and then, like you'll get like a character here or there, but they've never been like these four together
like
as a
core group.
Yeah, and minus Doctor Strange, and so like this is a whole new iteration of the Defenders, and I feel like Marvel is doing this with a lot of their properties, and it's really cool. It's refreshing.
Well, you know, so as I was reading this article, it was really interesting because, you know, Marvel is a powerhouse when it comes to kind of like, you know, planning stuff out like years in advance. Mm-hmm. Like they literally were like, okay, we're going to release Iron Man. And then from there, it was just a spiral of all these characters, which created the Avengers, which is now the Marvel Universe.
Right.
So they're always like 5 steps ahead of everybody. Way ahead of DC. Like DC is basically trying to follow in their footsteps now with like, the Justice League and stuff like that. And their Batman versus Superman, like little throw-ins, little knives they were trying to throw in there. But I think with this, it's very interesting because they already set it up. Like they had Daredevil, they had Jessica Jones, they had Luke Cage, and now they're releasing Iron Fist in March. And this is now going to be the culmination of those 4 characters. It's like they were, dude, when they released Jessica Jones, which was the first one, or Daredevil was. Daredevil and then Jessica Jones and then the second. But when they released Daredevil, they were like, the Defenders is the ultimate result for this.
Yeah.
And I just loved it.
Yeah, they actually announced it.
See, I didn't know that. I wasn't privy to that. So for me, this was kind of like a cool surprise. Like I literally was like, oh shit, like I heard Daredevil's awesome, but I didn't watch it. Then I watched Jessica Jones. Then I backtracked to Daredevil. Then I finished that and I watched Luke Cage. And now I'm waiting for Iron Fist. And it's like, holy shit, I didn't even know this was a thing. So this is like super cool for me.
Yeah, it was, when they announced it, they said it was going to be those 3, or 4. Those 4 series, and they would come together in the end and be the Defenders. What they didn't announce and what they didn't plan for is the insane popularity of Daredevil.
Yeah, dude, seriously.
So Daredevil
is awesome.
So Daredevil was so popular that it spawned a second season. That second season wasn't planned.
Right, right.
Of course, it was always a possibility that there could be a second season or something like that, but they weren't thinking they were going to get a second season immediately. Mm-hmm. They were thinking down the line maybe. So you have Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. That was the order. It was going to be those 4 series introduced one after the other. And then you get Defenders. And then after that, maybe you get season 2 of Daredevil. Maybe you get season 2 of Jessica Jones, season 2 of Luke Cage, season 2 of Iron Fist, season 2 of the Defenders. But what happened was with that popularity and the fact that they couldn't come to terms on what they were going to do with Iron Fist, they didn't know how they were going to introduce this mystical character, this super-powered character in a world where you had, Daredevil and Jessica Jones who seemed like street-level, like non-powered characters, even though they did have some abilities. You know, so they couldn't figure out how you were going to get this mysticism involved. And when they finally landed on that and an actor, that's when things kind of took off.
Now, do you tell me a little bit about Iron Fist? Because I mean, I know obviously there's martial arts involved. I've watched, you know, the trailers, and I know a little bit about the character. But I mean, what are you expecting from the series?
Well, I'm expecting a reinvention of sorts. I mean, the character was born when Kung Fu was at its heights, and you had, you know, Kung Fu theater, and Bruce Lee was like the shit. You know what I mean? So back then, it was like Marvel wanted, you know, more like superheroes that were, you know, Kung Fu oriented. So you had Shang-Chi, the master of Kung Fu, who was basically just Bruce Lee.
Okay.
Right? Then you also had, you know, this dude, Iron Fist, right? So Bruce Lee, you could kind of get away with, and I'm saying this in the broadest of terms. Back then, Marvel Comics was very progressive when it came to race. And by very progressive, I mean you had one black superhero, right? And everything was represented. Everything was made to cater to the audience that they were trying to reach, so that audience could relate to the books. And the audience that they were reaching were the people that had money to buy comic books, and that was white people. Like I know, you know, that's the target audience. So the target audience wasn't, you know, Asian Americans. The target audience wasn't, you know, African Americans. The target audience wasn't any other nationality except for white America. So they had to come up with a character that had the coolness of Bruce Lee while still being able to relate to the people that they were trying to reach.
Right.
So they came up with Danny Rand. Right. So their reasons and all that stuff aside for creating the character, and this isn't, I don't think, and if this was talked about anywhere else, like, correct me, but I don't think anybody from Marvel has like admitted that that's the case. But if you think about it, it makes perfect fucking sense.
It does make sense. I mean, I'm more of a realist when it comes to accepting the obvious.
Yeah.
You know, and that makes complete sense to me. I just thought it was funny. I didn't expect you to say this comic was for white people.
Yeah, it was.
It's
I mean, back then.
Oh, should I pick up a copy of Black Panther or Iron Fist?
While
Well,
Luke
let's do
Cage
that.
or Power Man
Yeah.
was a character that was made for black people, and here's a guy that had basically shackles on, a tiara on his head, and a fucking yellow blouse with a chain for a belt, right? His belt was literally a fucking
that's
giant
kind of like,
chain.
remember the dude at NYCC, like, literally was wearing that same fucking costume?
Yes.
Like, legit. Like,
Yes.
Yeah. But he followed that to the T, though. You know what I mean?
Like he was dressed as the original Luke Cage.
But did you see the Entertainment Weekly article where Luke Cage is wearing a yellow shirt?
Right.
Like, I thought, okay, they're going
That was
old school.
cool.
Like they're bringing it back to the original character.
It's still kind of current gen.
But I didn't,
Luke Cage.
dude. I didn't see Luke Cage wear a yellow shirt once in the series.
In the series,
right?
In comics, he's wearing yellow all the time. Like his colors never changed, while the style that he had changed. Right? Like so, he would, instead of wearing a big fucking like blouse with the buttons all undone to like the navel, and and a tiara with shackles and a chain around his waist. Like, he wears a yellow T-shirt with jeans and boots.
Yeah, man, I can't do that now. I'm Luke Cage.
Yeah.
This is 2016, 17.
There was a period of time where Luke Cage was walking around with, like, they could have been Beats. he was just walking around with headphones on all the time and a hoodie and no, not a hoodie,
Such
a skull cap.
Stereotype,
right?
though.
Everything in comics has been a stereotype.
But that's wow.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
I mean, this is as recent as like 2006.
Yo, you Luke Cage? Yeah.
Yeah, this is as recent as like 2006, bro. So,
yeah.
So like just recently, we've started to get like actual great representations of like just different ethnicities in comics. Like, I mean, you've got everything from Muslim to Asians to...
Oh, they're doing the New 52, too.
Got,
you know what I mean? That's crazy.
Yeah, everybody's represented perfectly. As far as I can tell, I mean, I can only speak for, urban America. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you what, Muslims think about how they're represented or how Asians feel they're represented. I can only tell you about how, a young black man from South Providence, right, would view this when they're reading it.
I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that's I think your sampling of your opinion, it matters in this regard.
Yeah. So I mean, they do a great job now. And so anyway, with the way things are going, it's, I don't know, it's going to be awesome. And the TV shows, Defenders is going to be great.
Yeah.
Punisher.
Oh, dude, I can't even wait. Bernthal's going to be sick. He's so sick.
The rumor that I've heard is that it's ready for 2017. It's
going
to be ready for
they
streaming
that shit?
in 2017.
Yeah, but I think late 2017.
The problem is that the executive, the head dude, CEO of Netflix was like, we only want to do like 2 Marvel series per year, which means they've already got Iron Fist and the Defenders scheduled for 2017. So either they push Defenders to 2018 and give us Punisher, or they push Punisher to 2018 and give us Defenders. But if they do that, what happens in 2018? What do we lose?
But I also, in that article that I read, by the way, if you guys want to know what this article is, just honestly go to Entertainment Weekly and check it out. I'm sure you can find it online. But anyway, they mentioned that, the Punisher is a big character that they didn't expect to be as big as it was when he was in Daredevil. But the enthusiasm about the character made them create a series just on Punisher. So I don't know if he has any part in the Defenders. I'd be very surprised if he didn't.
Punisher?
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if he did, because that's not his shtick.
Yeah, but I'm not saying like have a major part. I feel like have him like, I feel like it would make sense for him to have some sort of a cameo.
Sorry,
you know?
taken all those words at once. Can you try again?
What the fuck was that? That's weird.
Siri can't take in all those words at once. I mean,
Well, I'm charging my phone, so something I said sounded like I said, "Hey Siri," and she tried to talk to me. That's weird. That's awesome. Anyway, so no, but I would be very surprised if, the Punisher wasn't in some way related to or made a cameo in the Defenders. I think it'd be weird, but then again,
what would be cool is if he was actually who they were going after. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool. But the Punisher, I feel like, is kind of a good guy at heart.
Kind
of like he's got a lot of shit.
He's a killer, though, and that's the thing.
Yeah, but he's awesome.
He is.
He's so cool.
He is.
He's like, dude, he's like the Marvel version of Dexter. You know what I'm saying? That's
exactly
what he is. That's what he is. So it's hard to see things from another perspective. Like, dude, you're gonna go after the dude that got away with it, that clearly deserves to be fucking murdered. Do it. You know what I'm saying? He basically shackled the system. Or not shackled is not the right word. He played the system.
What's sad is that's it's like weird, because like you don't really want to be that guy that's like, kill the motherfucker. But like I feel like that's, you know what I mean? Like I feel that way about every freaking time I see a superhero catch the bad guy. Like Spider-Man catches Green Goblin, and Green Goblin like caused so much fucking grief, killed so many people. It's like you have an opportunity to just wipe them out, and like in the real thing that they do is just oh man, if I kill you, I'm no better than you are, right? So you're going through the justice system,
which is why Deadpool's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
in the movie he was like, "There's 5 moments in your life."
Yeah.
He's just like, pow. Like, dude, I watched that the other night, and I was like, "This movie's awesome."
Yeah,
he's like right in the middle of his speech, and then he starts throwing up. Like,
speaking of Deadpool, right? Like movie, we got a way to see what the result is when you give the actor behind the character creative freedom, right? We're about to see that shit again. The Logan trailer.
Oh my god!
Right?
So fucking good.
Don't get it twisted. This is Hugh Jackman's baby.
Oh, I know, dude.
Right? Hugh Jackman lobbied for this shit. He's the one that, put the direction of Old Man Logan in the eyes of the studio. The studio let him run with this shit and gave him like kind of free reign to do what he wanted because this was his last hurrah as Wolverine. This is what happens when you have somebody who's impassioned, somebody who loves the character just as much as the fans do. I mean, Jackman loves Wolverine.
Dude, I every time I see a trailer for Logan, like I saw the trailer. I woke up this morning. I rolled over in bed. My cat was like, "You need to feed me," and I was like, "You need to wait," because I just saw the newest like Logan trailer, and I played it, and I was flipping out, dude. Like, it looks amazing. Hugh Jackman looks like it. Like the whole concept of this movie, it looks great. And Hugh Jackman, I give him so much credit because he's basically always taken this character extremely seriously, and I feel like it's very hard for anybody to say that they like. If you say Hugh Jackman, I think right away somebody goes Wolverine. I think it's hard for anybody to see him as anything except Wolverine.
Yeah, nobody thinks about Swordfish.
No, dude. Well, that's such a good movie, though.
It is. It's a great movie.
So good. When
It's a
John
great
Travolta
movie,
was still like
I have to
cool.
think for a minute. When you say Hugh Jackman. What else was he in? Oh yeah, Swordfish.
Well, if you
right?
go to stage, what a beautiful morning. He was in Oklahoma. Dude, he killed it. I mean, but I'm just saying, he's a phenomenal actor, man. He was also in, what's that other movie? He was in Les Miserables, which it was okay. But it was okay. It's not theater.
He was in Prisoners.
Prisoners was another one. He was in The Prestige with Christian Bale, where they were magicians. That was good.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, Wolverine, dude, it sticks out. You can't play a character.
What's cool about him too is he's just like, and look, man, I know you're a Christian Bale fan, but just like Christian Bale, he transforms himself.
For Wolverine, yeah, he does.
For everything. For every role that I've seen him in, he's transformed himself into what he needed to be.
But he's always been like, I'm Hugh Jackman, which if you break it down, it's Hugh Jack the man. Like he's
not always been Hugh Jack.
He is though.
No.
He's always dude. Ever since he started playing Wolverine, he like puts on some muscle, then he slims down a little bit. It's just there, but he's not flexing, so it's not as visible. But then he packs on a couple pounds, then he loses it mad quick, and then he gets all like Hugh Jackman again. But Christian Bale, dude, like, let's see Hugh Jackman lose 17 pounds below what your nutritionist recommended.
If the role called for it, I'm sure he would.
But I don't think he would, though. I don't think he would go to those lengths. Like, why? Like, dude, you got to be fucked up to do that. Like, dude, right now, I'm going into, personally, I can speak for this. Like, and I'm not Hugh Jackman or Christian Bale by any means. But, like, I am in the process right now of going through a physical transformation where I literally have to lose fucking weight and get in shape for this role that I'm doing. And I've already lost 6 pounds, dude. And I fucking run every day and I lift weights and it sucks. And it's not that I hate it. I feel great now. I feel fucking fantastic. But at the same time, it takes a lot out of you. It's a dedication. You have to change what you eat. You have to watch everything. You can't have fun anymore. You can have fun, but you can't have calorie fun.
Calorie fun.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just can't. So it's one of those things where
Fun with caloric intake.
fun with chips. So you can't do it. You just can't. And the other thing too is like your body adapts to what you eat. So the other day, it was a cheat day, and I was like, I'm going to have Taco Bell because that's a good idea. And then I had Taco Bell, and then 2 hours later, I was like, ugh. It's like your body is like, fuck you. You're eating great, and you fucked up 3 weeks in. Like, why did you do that? So you got to you have to cycle through that shit. And
the
I feel
funny thing is, though, is when you constantly eat shitty, your body constantly says fuck you.
Yeah, because every time you throw something down your throat, they're like, fuck it, put it in the fucking stomach because we can't use it.
You just don't realize it because
Yeah.
it's like growing up in a household where your parents hate you and they just fucking scream at you all day.
Yeah, and then you go into somewhere, they're like, we love you. You're like, that's not real.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah, but I honestly...
Shut up, sucker.
Oh, that got dark. Anyway, I think that...
You don't love me.
So what I'm saying... Can you give me a Halloween costume? No, put these boxes on. You're going as UPS. I honestly think... I think that if anything, it's a challenge for them, and I respect them for doing that. You know, like I'm going through this again, and it is a very.
Look at Chris Hemsworth, man.
But dude, but that's what I'm saying, man. Like it's a very trying process. Not to mention that like these guys get paid to do this. Like, okay, you're gonna pay me millions of dollars to lose weight and give me a personal trainer and have somebody make your meals for me and know exactly what my nutritional information should be for every meal. That's awesome. But then me, it's like I go to work. I'm fucking tired. I got to go to the gym. On my days off, I go to the gym early. I got to cook my own meals. I got to measure my shit. Like I have a specific date.
I measure my shit all the time.
You know what I'm saying? Like it sucks, man. It sucks. But you got to go to those lengths to be in shape. And I'll go be honest with you, man. I was having this conversation with somebody the other day. If you want to look like a fucking Hugh Jackman Wolverine person, like, or you want to look like, what the fuck's his name from Neighbors? Zac Efron. If you want to look like Zac Efron, then like, just be prepared to not eat anything that you like. No one can look like that normally without dramatically changing your diet and not eating any shit.
That's
not true. Bullshit.
When I was growing up,
you were like all 8-packed out?
No, when I was growing up,
right.
We would play like football in the lot across the street from our house.
Yeah.
Because that's what we did. That's how we had fun. We'd play football, or maybe I'd skateboard, or maybe I'd ride my bike around the lot.
I know where you're going. There were like kids that were naturally like that.
Yeah, there was this one kid, Jarrell. I remember his name, Jarrell. He used to come over and he used to fucking play football and shit. But he was like 9. And he already looked like fucking Terrell Owens.
Yeah, but dude, some people have a faster metabolic rate than others.
Yeah, but he wasn't like eating fucking salad.
But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like when you're an adult. Like I'm talking about these. Like when you're a young man, you can eat whatever the fuck you want. And if you have a fast metabolism, like dude, there's a girl that I know. This fucking girl eats cupcakes and like she's fine. And like I eat cupcakes and I'm like, fuck, I'm fucked for a week. Like it, you know what I mean? Like I gotta work out. It's like
but you just said like nobody can look like that.
No, they can, but I feel like
Zac Efron might just have a naturally fast metabolism. Is all I'm saying.
But he didn't though, because I've seen him in other movies where he wasn't in that good of shape. He's had to work at that, you know. So back to Logan though. I just feel like this. He's gotten in shape for that.
Talking about Logan.
Yeah, we went on a workout rant. I think that Logan, man, it's a Hugh Jackman's baby. He's killing it. He looks fantastic. He also looks cut up as shit. And correct me if I'm wrong, man. Was that a thing? Like, is his like mutation like wearing off? Like when he's like 300 years old? Like what's going on?
It's not wearing off. He's slowing down. And so a lot of people are looking at this and maybe not you because you're not like a huge comic book head, but like a lot of people are looking at this and they're saying, oh, this is going to be Old Man Logan.
Yeah. Who cares?
And you've probably heard it thrown around a little bit. Old Man Logan. That's what this movie's based on. And it's very loosely based on Old Man Logan. And there's a big reason for that. One, they don't have the rights to the characters that they need to do Old Man Logan. So this is a very loosely based story on Old Man Logan.
How is Patrick Stewart still alive?
Yeah, so here's
sense.
That's the thing. So that's one of the big differences. Like so in Old Man Logan, you have Logan who is like gray, like his hair is white by that time. And he's still jacked, he's still Wolverine, but he's lost a step. So his healing factor's slowed down. Maybe he heals like 3 times or 4 times as fast as a normal person, as opposed to 10 to 20 times as fast. When he pops his claws, it hurts. And he's ornery. He's an old man at this point, right? He's feeling it, right? He's feeling his age, much like an old lion, right? Mm-hmm. Or an old dog. Like when you look at a dog or you look at a lion, like you really can't tell their age, right? It's just they get a little crankier or they get a little lazier or whatever. They don't heal as fast. They break a hip, they're done. You know what I mean? Like that's the difference between an old lion and a young lion. But with Old Man Logan, like in the comics, like he's old and his partner is Hawkeye from the Avengers. Now Hawkeye is fucking old in the comic. Like he's like Clint Eastwood. Like our Clint Eastwood now. At this time in his career and his life, where he's just old and grizzled, and like you can look at him and and you can be like, oh yeah, he's an old man, right?
Yeah.
Where Patrick Stewart was old when X-Men started, and now he's just a little older, right?
Right.
Wolverine's gone gray a little bit. Like, so like the difference in time, like the time period is huge. And I mean, you're talking about a post-apocalyptic America in Old Man Logan the comic, where in this one you've got the little girl like in a convenience store.
Yeah.
With a guy that's coming from behind the register saying, "Hey, you got to pay for that." Like, so like economy hasn't broken down. Like this isn't an America that, you know, people aren't living in and doing the every day-to-day things that we do, right? So it's a completely different type of story. In this one, you've got more of like a The Professional almost. Mm-hmm. You know that movie, The Professional, Leon the Professional.
Yeah,
right?
what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like it's something probably more along those lines.
I mean, I think that if anything, it was very interesting to see. I really like the fact that he's kind of, you know, taking on somewhat of a guidance character to this young girl who actually has the same abilities that he does.
Right.
And I really like, you know, when she goes to like basically murder the dude in the convenience store, he grabs her and he's like, no, he's like, you can't do that.
That's not cool.
Yeah, that's not cool. You know, it's like, and I really like that, you know, because it's like, you know, that he went through similar things, like, and had like, because if you ever watch the worst movie ever, X-Men Origins or Wolverine Origins, you get to see like him and his brother Sabretooth in the beginning, like when they were kids, like, you know, he's popping his like bone claws out and, you know, he's on the fence about murdering somebody and, you know, somebody's like, you can't do that. You know,
right.
and like, and he starts to learn, you know, how his powers come into play and when and if he should use them. And I like that he's kind of getting almost like kind of like a flashback to when he was a kid, taking this girl under his wing. And even, you know, Stewart even says to him, he's like, you know, she's just like you. She has the same, she's exactly like you. Like she's got that young anger, you know, that you gotta teach her how to control it. And I'm looking forward to kind of seeing where that goes and like the growth of his character when it brings in someone like him that I don't think he's been around for years, you know, and I think that's really cool. I don't now does X-23 or whatever, whoever she's supposed to be, is she supposed to have the healing factor too?
Yeah, she is a clone of Wolverine.
A clone of Wolverine, yeah, okay. Yeah,
so basically what happened was like they couldn't make another Wolverine. They had to, like the DNA that they had was damaged.
Right.
So they had to incorporate both X chromosomes. Okay. Right? In order, like, because the Y chromosome was damaged and they couldn't use it, and like every time they tried to replicate him, like it didn't work. So they had to use both X's, which made a female.
Right.
Right? Because that's science. Anybody want to look it up and verify that? There you go.
I'll check that out.
That's science, sir.
Incorrect, Redbeard.
So, actually...
Well, bullshit. I'm going to tweet this shit. Fuck you, Redbeard.
So they had to use both X chromosomes, made a female, and that was it. And while she was growing up and like being trained, she escaped. Gotcha. And so she is basically Wolverine, except she's got 2 claws instead of 3, and she also has claws in her feet. Okay, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think that. Overall, she's just powerful. She's awesome.
And the girl is great. Like, I mean, just like her, like the way that she
flipped that dude over.
Oh, her,
sick.
Yeah, she and her like her position, her body positioning, and the way that she postures, and her growl and her ferocity is just, she nails it. And I mean, they did a really great job casting her, and I'm sure Hugh Jackman had a huge role in that.
You know, speaking of like people that are like, you know, have like adamantium like skeletons and like are not like kind of half real people. I was watching that trailer and it kind of got me thinking again about Westworld and like how people are robots. And like I was thinking about this, man. Like I know you watch more of Westworld than I have so far. I'm still kind of like getting up to episode 6 where you stopped. But like, here's a question for you. Like in the second episode, that dude walks in and that girl's like, hey, you know, we can stay here for a while if you want. And then he's like, no, I need to meet up with my friend or whatever he said. But like, if you were in that situation, like, would you fuck a robot? Like, would you legit like do that? Like, is that like, would you be like, it's something I want to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm saying like in a single world, like not in the, like, cause obviously like that guy, he even said, he's like, I got somebody back at home. They're like, you know, I appreciate the free sex from a robot. He's like, but I have like a person at home and I can't do that. And like he had morals. Right. But I mean, like, take yourself out of that situation where like you're single, right? Like you go to Westworld.
Is it cheating if you fuck a robot?
Well, I think maybe, I don't know, probably. But like if you, but I'm just saying, like, take yourself out of that. I'm not saying.
I mean, not that I would, but I'm just saying, is it cheating if you fuck a robot?
I mean, don't girls fuck robots all the time when they use fucking vibrators? I'm
saying.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a fucking like man robot. You know what I'm saying? It's like a robot dick.
Those are robots in the sense that they're not real people. But they're robots also in the sense that they are so fucking close to real people that you would never know.
That you
so the answer is yes.
You would, okay.
You wouldn't?
No, but I'm saying so.
Tell me you wouldn't.
Right now, no. But if I was single, yes.
No. If you went to, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, that's what I'm asking.
saying.
You. All right, cool.
Like,
you got to be on the same page for this.
Yeah, you can't flip it on me.
No, we just got to make sure we're on the same page, bitch.
Yeah. Listen, you get to Westworld.
Yeah.
And you see.
Yes.
All fucking day.
All right, cool. Just saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Especially yeah, yes.
Like I would just like yes. Yeah. I just think it's like it's funny because like I think some people be freaked out by that.
Who?
I don't know. I just feel like there's
like
some
I
people...
could see if you could see like rivets and joints and like you know like
rivets.
Like their mouths look like fucking like.
Hold on a second, you're getting a little droopy. Let me get my socket wrench.
Like their mouths move like ventriloquist dolls. You know, like I could see you being freaked out, but they look exactly like human beings. Like you'd be hard pressed to tell that it was not human.
See, there's things about that I like. Anthony Hopkins was like, they were asking. He's like, we can cure any disease now. We can do this. He's like, you know what that means? He's like, this is as good as we're gonna get. You know, he's like, we've done it. He's like, you know, so I love, you know, problems or questions that, you know, I have to figure out, you know, like those were like things he was interested in. But it's like, really though, like how real is that shit? Like, I wonder about like, and we're getting graphic here, but like that, like, is there any lubrication? You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure.
Like just like self-lubricates and stuff.
Like
you know what I'm saying? Like, all right,
it's probably like a mechanism or something like that just squirts fucking like
KY out.
Yeah, like psst, psst. Like just fucking like like just sprays a little bit of fucking WD-40 or some shit like
WD-40. That's fucking gross. Jesus Christ. Oh my God! Like you're trying to get into your chair squeaking, and you're like, I don't have any WD-40. Hold on, let me turn you on for a second. Oh man, nah. So I mean, I thought that was a valid question. I mean, that's interesting. You know, like how if that shit could actually be like for real.
Yo, but people do it now, and it's like frowned upon. But like people get off on that shit. Like there are people that mess around with like these quote unquote real dolls like all the time.
Well, you know, dude,
they don't look anything like a real fucking person yet.
I'm telling you something right now, man. Like I went on, you know, you go on fucking wherever you go. Like you go to different like websites, and like I saw this really weird thing pop up on. It was like,
that's the question that you should have asked. Would you fuck one of those real dolls? And I'd just be like, nah, man, nah.
No. But like dude, I was on this website. And like this weird...
Unless you paid me. If you paid me, I would.
Jeez. All right. So this weird thing popped in. It was like alien like fleshlight. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I clicked on it. I'm like, what the hell is this? I was like so intrigued. And it's literally a fucking sleeve that the dude would fuck, but it's got like, it looks like it's blue. It's like supposed to be an alien pussy. Like that's basically what it is. And like, it's ridiculous. Like some dude's like, oh yeah, like fucking... I got to do this, like, you know what I mean? I watched too much Star Trek. Like, I just don't get it.
What's funny is that, like, the color doesn't fucking matter.
No.
of the fleshlight. Like, I mean, like there's
but it
literally-
doesn't look human.
No, but
So it's like
it
a
doesn't
visual
matter
thing.
though. Like you're
Yeah.
not seeing it. You won't see it unless
Dude.
unless you're like constantly like just like looking down like all right, yep, that's an alien. Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I also feel like some people do that. They do exactly that. Like they look at it and that's a visual thing for
And
them.
they're just
and
like, yeah, that's an alien, baby.
yeah, that's an alien. Like, but I don't know. So I thought that was weird as
that's
shit.
not human.
It's so weird that people do that shit. So I was like, whatever, man. It's like if that's your bag, like awesome, like cool.
None
man.
of it looks human.
Dude, it's fucking. I'm telling you, I don't get it. So I'm asking this question. Like people get into
hilarious.
that shit. But no,
Hilarious.
dude, whatever, man. Oh, speaking of aliens, I want to talk to you about the Alien Covenant trailer. Did you saw it, man?
I did not.
But anyway, if you didn't see it, I'm gonna tell you one thing right now. Looks phenomenal. Looks like a decent follow-up to Prometheus, which was great. A lot of questions people had because of Prometheus, but I will tell you one thing right now. This movie takes everything to the next level. Like, there's one scene where a xenomorph or a whatever, chest burster is actually coming out of some dude's back. Like, coming out of the dude's back. Not the
She's
chest.
a backbuster.
A backbuster. Right? Which sounds like a porn star name. But anyway, like it was interesting because I was like, holy shit, I've never seen that before. But that's interesting. They also had they are on this like alien planet and like this dude is not wearing a helmet for some stupid reason. And like he steps on what looks like I don't know, like some kind of like horse shit. But all of a sudden it like this spore comes up and is in midair and like literally goes into his ear. And that's supposed to be like, I think the dude who's like flipping out when he's like about to have something like shoot out of his back. And then there's another really disturbing scene where I think we see what we have been wanting to see as what a xenomorph is supposed to look like when it comes out of a human, which is what we know as the alien, which is they're in the shower and you see this like alien tail come up like one of the dude's legs. And then all of a sudden, like you just see this girl scream and like you see this alien like hiss behind like this glass, it looks like, and it busts through and then like the trailer kind of ends. And I think this is a really cool segue to what will be the next third part of this, Prometheus, Alien Covenant, whatever movie it's going to be named, and then the original Alien. So it's kind of like what they were doing with Star Wars in a sense. They had like, the 4, 5, 6, but they did like a 1, 2, 3 to kind of lead into that. And I think it's really interesting. I'm looking to see where this goes and how close we get to seeing what we know as the alien and to where we know how it starts. And there it's cool because they actually show the dude from Watchmen, the main guy who is in Watchmen. He's actually in Alien Covenant. And he walks over to an egg that opens and you see the face hugger that we know jump out. So the face hugger is the thing in this movie, which was really weird in the last one. It was like that huge ass friggin' face hugger, like trying to grab that creator, which ended up popping out that weird looking xenomorph that looked like the alien, but kind of didn't at the end. So I think we're going to see the bridge kind of connect. So I'm interested to see a lot of questions get answered that were unanswered with Prometheus. So
Word.
yeah. So you should be interested. Check it out, man.
Yeah, I will. Something I saw on the way over here, though, this was like new news.
Yeah.
Something that just popped up, actually, is the Shazam movie from DC is actually going to be split into 2 movies now.
Okay.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was set to star as Shazam, but he's actually shifted, and he's going to be Black Adam, which is what I wanted the whole time, and that is great. It's actually the first time that I've ever been, like, pumped for a DC movie.
Nice.
Is going to be like, because it's going to be a Black Adam movie. So they're splitting it into 2 movies. It's going to be Black Adam and Shazam. And he's going to be in both of them, but he's playing the role of Black Adam, which is the villain. And Black Adam is fucking great. If they do it right, it's going to be awesome.
Does he look like The Rock?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah,
And that's that's why I thought it was perfect casting. He's an Egyptian dude, or from Kandak, but it's like kind of like Egypt. Basically.
So he's like the Scorpion King, basically?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yep, I would say very much like the Scorpion King.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, like awesome. awesome casting, great news, and I'm looking forward to more news from the studios. He's ecstatic. He's souped about it, so we'll see where that goes.
He also won an award last night. I forgot what it was for, but he won something, had a pretty cool speech. And they also said they did an award like the most the most likely to look like The Rock, and they nominated Dwayne Johnson for it, and they nominated like a couple other people, and then they nominated like an actual rock with tattoos on it, and like and The Rock with tattoos on it won. It was so dumb. But, stupid shit they do at the People's Choice Awards. But anyway, I want to play some Would You Rather, man, because that's it. So let's jump into our final fun segment of Would You Rather, because, this segment is fun every single week we do it. And we will continue to do it because it's a lot of fun. So anyway, I'll start it off, man. I got 5 questions for you. Mm-hmm. So, wow, this is pretty cool question, actually. Would you rather have a PC or a Mac? Or an XS? Would you rather have a PC or iMac?
That's the dumbest fucking question that you've ever asked me on Would You Rather.
Hey, I'm just saying, man.
I would rather not answer that question. Can you skip that, please?
Dude, I only asked it because I knew it was going to piss you off. It doesn't count. All right. It's a Mac. All right. So, would you rather... All right, this is question 1. Would you rather take a poo at work with coworkers in the bathroom knowing it's you, or poop in a nasty porta potty?
I'd rather poop at work
yeah,
in the bathroom with coworkers knowing it's me, because I don't give a shit. And
literally.
Yeah.
All right. And then you can walk out and be like, yo, you need to take a minute.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just destroyed that shit.
Yeah.
Literally. All right.
I sprayed.
Didn't work. Number 2. Oh my God. This is going to be awesome for you. Would you rather, it doesn't even say, it's just weird. Would you rather Marvel Universe or Star Wars Universe?
I would rather Star Wars Universe. What? I don't get the question, but
I think it's which one do you prefer? Like, if you had to pick one.
Dude, if I had to pick one, it would be the Star Wars Universe, only because because there's consistency. Where the Marvel Universe, like, you could be talking about any universe, like where.
But I feel like there's more like stuff in the Marvel Universe, like a lot of different characters. Like, wouldn't you get bored with the Star Wars being the same thing over and over again? Whereas Marvel, you can switch it up.
See, but with Star Wars, like, I feel like here's the thing with Star Wars. Star Wars is the rebellion versus the Empire.
Yeah.
And you're either with the rebellion or you're with the Empire, or you're one of these like common ass people that are walking around and, like, running these fucking like farmers markets on Tatooine or whatever. In the Marvel Universe, you're either a superhero or a villain, or you work for the paper, or you work for fucking Starbucks or whatever. But if you work for Starbucks, your chances of being one of the superheroes or one of the fucking villains or somebody who can affect the outcome of any battle is very slim to none. But in the Star Wars universe, you could be part of the rebellion.
See, you're thinking about it a different way. I'm thinking about, like, as like an outsider, like, would you rather constantly like be invested in like Star Wars or Marvel? Like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like an actual person living in that.
Oh, all right. I'm thinking like an actual person living in.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's universes. Cool. So we'll say Star Wars.
I would say Star Wars. Plus, it's always going to be something different from this. Like in the Marvel universe, everything is like grounded in our reality. So you have New York, you have Chicago.
Yeah.
So fuck all that. I want to be in space, different planets, fucking X-wing fighters, all that shit. I'd be all about it.
All right. So 36% of people agree with you. All right. So would you rather, this is another dumb question. It says iPhone or Samsung. We know where you stand because you have an iPhone.
In my hand.
Third question. Would you rather solve world hunger or bring peace to the world?
Did you say solve world hunger?
Solve it.
Solve it or bring peace.
Yeah. I'm hungry. Solved it. Here's a sandwich.
I'm going to say bring peace to the world, because with peace, I think we'd all work towards solving world hunger.
Word.
Where if we solve world hunger, we might cause more conflict because there might be people that we feed that get healthy, and they're just like, fuck all of y'all for letting us starve for so long.
All right, word. I think 71% of the people agree with you.
Word.
Fourth question. Would you rather die a hero at the age of 30 or live until you're 100?
I'd rather die a hero at 30.
All right, word. Okay, cool. Pretty. And
It means my life stood for something. You know what I mean?
38% of people agree with you.
Mm-hmm. That's because some people don't give a shit about what they contribute to everybody else.
Right. All right, and fifth question.
My fifth question.
My fifth question. Would you rather have super strength or ice breath?
Fuck, that's stupid. I'm going to get super strength.
Right?
Yeah, ice breath. Fuck. That's useful only like in very limited scenarios. Super strength, I can use that a lot.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Ice breath is like, I don't know, man. Like, I got to slow this dude down.
I'm
All right,
hot. Good to go.
Yep.
All right, so
your turn.
Gould, you got your queued up? All right,
Yep.
do it.
Would you rather be arrested for murdering an adult
Yep.
or never get caught for murdering a child?
Oh, that's fucked up.
Isn't it?
Oh, my God.
That's such a good question.
I gotta say, get caught for murdering an adult because I can't do the child thing. But however, if you read American Psycho, he stabs the other book. Patrick Bateman stabs this kid at a zoo. He's 12. Kid just bleeds out, but he walks away and no one knows that it's him.
Yo, there's some fucked up people out there because only 42% of you agreed with you. 58% said that they would rather murder a child and get away with it.
Well, what if he's a little asshole?
Still.
Oh, all right.
Still.
Second question.
Would you rather sneeze every 10 seconds or have hiccups for 5 years straight?
You kind of.
I said this. I asked this before.
Well, I kind of asked this to you last time.
Yeah,
I would say.
I'm gonna hold on.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna skip that.
Skip it.
Would you rather only be able to whisper?
Yeah.
Or only be able to shout?
I think it will from.
Yo, what's up?
I'm having problems controlling the volume of my voice.
Yo, what's up? How you doing?
I'm gonna say
you'd be Tracy Morgan, right?
Yeah. Somebody getting pregnant. No, I think I'd probably say whisper. All right.
Hey, did you see the Logan trailer?
Hey, excuse me, come here for a sec. That would be so fucking creepy, though. I'd be like, nah.
You could never get a date. You can never get a date. Hey,
yo, what's your number, baby?
I want to take you out somewhere.
Yo, what's up? You got any ketchup?
Gonna get this, yo. It's just $1.99. I'll buy one, get one.
So I think the problem is, right? You got too much water in your gas line. We're gonna have to take the gas line and replace that, okay?
How many branches do you want me to cut off the bottom of your Christmas tree?
Yeah, 63% would rather whisper, so.
All right, go ahead.
Would you rather eat stale food or eat poo?
Stale food.
Okay.
Yep, that's it. One more question.
93% agree with you. That's great.
Yeah, that
okay.
makes sense.
This is fucking awesome.
All right.
Would you rather fart through your eyeballs and it burns your eyes, or pee through your fingers into your mouth and out your ears?
I'm gonna go
Which apparently does not affect you adversely in any way. So, you could pee through your fingers into your mouth and out your ears, and it wouldn't affect you adversely. However, if you fart through your eyeballs, it burns your eyes.
I'm probably gonna go with the pee thing because, think about it, right? If I'm I'm somewhere where I have to rip one, and then like my eyes are like, like, you know, like that's gonna be weird. But like at least I'm probably in an area where no one's around, and they won't see me do that shit. You know what I mean? Like I think I could deal with that. You know, but in another weird, I can't. I don't know.
No, 59% would rather fucking fart through their eyeballs.
All right, cool.
And burn their eyes.
Good for them.
Like I can just picture like you're peeing through your fingers and it's going into your mouth and it's coming out of your ears.
Yeah. So
it's
you
hilarious.
so you basically just gonna hold your ears over the toilet. That's what you got to do, and put your hand in your mouth.
Bonus round: would you rather smoke cigarettes for life?
Yeah.
Or punch a baby in the face every time you see one?
Punch a baby in the face.
You're right. Because I can't do cigarettes, man.
I can't do cigarettes, man. I punch a baby in the face, but like I would do it secretly. Is to be like, hey, like going for a fist bump, but like miss. Be like, oh, my bad.
I do it, and I just be like, oh, I tripped. I'm so sorry. So sorry, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I nailed that kid in the face. So, well, yo, that does it this week on Redbeard Podcast. So, I want to thank you guys for joining us. You know, on our Friday, spending your Friday with us as usual. Guys, of course, as you know, we're on every media outlet: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Check us out. We are still waiting to hear on TerraCon, but we know that's going on next month, but we're most likely going to be there either way. So, yeah, we'll keep you posted on that, man. You got anything to add last minute?
Nope.
That's it?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, well, obviously you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll catch you guys next week.
Bye.
Later.
Peace.
Peace.